And now time for another Sunday video, y'all. What is up, my realists? It's Stephen. And yes, welcome back to another Sunday video. I hope y'all are doing great. By now, most of you have probably seen the Hamilton movie. And that actually got me thinking about a lot of things. And that's why we are doing this video today. Because I've realized from reading the comments on my YouTube channel to seeing tweets and stuff like that, that the farther we got from when Hamilton debuted, the more and more people were calling it like overrated and overhyped and all of that. And I just thought I'd give my 2 cents about, you know, whether or not it actually is the great masterpiece that it supposedly is. But before we get to that, I just want to say, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms at Stephen Flores for Facebook, at Stephen Flores_IRL for Instagram, and at Stephen J. Flores for Twitter. And as always, if you like this video and want to see more videos like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for me, will ya? So yeah, let's move on with the video. As you can see, I'm wearing a striped black and white shirt because it's a metaphor for how this isn't a black and white issue. I'm so smart. Anyway, so where was I? Right. Hamilton was first premiered in 2015, I think, in the public theater, and then and since then, I think we can agree it has become a cultural phenomenon. Literally, I still hear the songs until today, and there have been many, like, articles and think pieces and opinion pieces about like how great this show is. But the thing is, the more and more people praised it, the more and more I saw people saying that it was the complete opposite of what everybody said it was. Meaning, I heard people say that it was overrated or overhyped, that like In the Heights was better than it, or that like Dear Evan Hansen was better than it. You know, there were criticisms also about how like because it was rap, you know, when you watched it for the first time, you can't really understand what's going on unless you like memorized all the songs beforehand. And also people criticized it for taking too many like liberties in terms of its storytelling. In fair, that's a very like accurate criticism, or that's a very valid criticism. I mean, just in like the start alone, like he didn't meet Burr and everybody else in like a bar randomly. Like he met each of them at different points in his life. And like I said in one of my other videos, Angelica Schuyler was actually married when she met Hamilton already. So, you know, there's just a bunch of inconsistencies like that. And because people treat it like real history, like, you know, historians and people who criticize Hamilton, it's basically revisionist history to serve an artistic purpose, and it kind of makes you question whether or not the artistic purpose is worth it enough to have the truth basically like changed. And so people who like argue that Hamilton isn't good use these as like ammo to prove their point that Hamilton is not as revolutionary as most people put it. But personally, I believe that it actually is. I don't think it's overrated at all. If anything, okay, maybe it might be overhyped, because like people say like it's the greatest piece of art in the history of like humankind, and like that for me is a bit overhyped. But is it overrated? I don't think so. And there are a lot of reasons why I think like it's like not overrated at all. And that's what this video is gonna be, so let's get to it. First of all, let's go to the meat of Hamilton itself, the music. I hope everybody realizes and like accepts just what this musical did for rap music. You can argue that In the Heights had rap music too, but then it didn't really like put it at the forefront. If you notice, In the Heights still had like traditional musical theater songs like, you know, Alabanza or Paciencia y Fe or Breathe or It Won't Be Long Now. I think less than half the songs in the Heights were actually rap songs. Like on the top of my head, the only ones that I think are rap songs are In the Heights, 96,000. Is that it? That can't all be... Okay, maybe there's some that I'm missing. So while it definitely did something for diversity, it didn't really do anything for, you know, rap music. But then Hamilton came out, and like more than half the songs are rap songs, and they're like so innovative too. Like Satisfied is one of the most innovative songs I've ever heard. It's one of the most original, creative songs that like has ever been written, probably. The Cabinet Battles are great examples of like really good rap. So is Guns and Ships, and you know, parts of the Schuyler Sisters and Alexander Hamilton and My Shot. Just the energy that they bring to the show is just so good. And I remember what Manuel-Miranda said, that he thought that rap was the sound of the revolution, and I couldn't agree more. Like how the rapid fire raps kind of mimic like the rapid fire bullets and all of that. Hamilton did for rap what I think Andrew Lloyd Webber did for rock, in the sense that after Andrew Lloyd Webber experimented and put rock in musicals, next thing you know, there's so many musicals that you consider rock musicals, like Next to Normal and all of that. I feel like that's what Hamilton is doing for rap, and because of that, we can expect like other rap musicals to like appear that, you know, aren't made by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And I think there are already some. Like, I've heard of, like, some rap musicals. It's just that I can't remember what their names were. Well, Bring It On was a rap musical, but then, like, you know, that was before Hamilton. I just can't really, I swear, there are other rap musicals. If anybody knows any rap musicals that premiered after Hamilton, comment down below. I'm genuinely interested. Next up, we're gonna go to the quality of the piece itself and the fact that it is so smartly written. It could actually be the most smartly written show of all time. There's this video I saw on YouTube that like dissected every single like motif and like musical arrangement and like how like specific beats and melodies was supposed to evoke a certain emotion from you. I forgot the name of the video. I'll try to link it down below, but it was a really informative video and it like explained like the whole wait for it thing and how like Burr transitioned from someone who would wait for it to someone who would be proactive, but when he was proactive he ended up ruining his own reputation, which was why he was like so reserved in the first place. And that is just so smart for me, and you can hear that in a bunch of other ways, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 was a very good motif too. So was Satisfied in general when it was used later on. There were just like a bajillion examples of how well written this is. Lin-Manuel Miranda spent years perfecting this, and I can see why. It's just like so amazingly written. I don't think I've encountered a musical as amazingly written as Hamilton. If you think that there's a show that could like match Hamilton's level, comment down below because I will probably disagree with you. Dear Evan Hansen doesn't come close. Hadestown doesn't come close. The Band's Visit doesn't come close. Neither does Fun Home or all those other things. Just like how every single song was constructed was just amazing to me. Now we're going to the third reason, and that is diversity. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I don't think you should be diverse for diversity's sake when it comes to like who you cast in a play. I feel honestly that that's a big disservice actually to minorities, because like if you're just gonna put them there for the sake of them being there, then what are they? Just like decorations for your like show? But Hamilton used diversity in a very smart way, and I think it can be summed up in a quote that I read for in a Hamilton article I think a few years ago, or I'm not sure. I just don't know if I just made this up or not, but I probably didn't make this up myself. Hamilton shows America's past through America's present. Now, what does that mean? It's a story about the founding fathers who, you know, all were white, but it's told by who America is now, and that's just diverse with different cultures coming from all around the world, this melting pot of a country. And I feel like that notion is like really, really smart, and it just goes to show you just how much thought went into Hamilton in the first place. I mean, Lin-Manuel Miranda could have easily just said that all of this character should just be played by white people, but no, he wanted to show that America today can still tell the stories of America before, and like how even though like there's so many Americans now who aren't white, it's still their heritage, it's still their history, it's still their culture, and giving minorities, especially in America, the chance to like portray their history is something I think is really powerful. And lastly, we go to the reason why Hamilton is such a big cultural hit, and that's because it has literally redefined what culture is, in my opinion. It has redefined what rap can do. It has redefined what history can be. It has redefined what craftsmanship and artistic like direction should look like. It's just so deserving of everything, all the acclaim and all the awards and everything that it got, because I think it transcends being a musical. Like there are hundreds, thousands of musicals probably, but what this was able to do was it became a cultural landmark. It became a cultural cornerstone. Suddenly everybody, even if they weren't into theater, everybody knew Hamilton. It brought back theater to the forefront of like world society, or at least in the English speaking part of world society, by showing us that theater, even though, you know, it's been a medium that's been around for what, 400 years or even 1,000 years. I think even the Greeks were doing theater all the way back then, but it just showed that theater can always find a way to innovate itself. That theater has literally no boundaries, and the only boundaries theater has is in your imagination. And that's why I think Hamilton is not overrated. It's overhyped, sure, when people call it like the greatest thing that has ever happened to mankind. Like, I get that, but overrated, it totally is not. So yes, those are my reasons why I think that Hamilton is not overrated. What do you guys think? Is it overrated? Is it underrated? I want to hear about your opinions. Comment them down below. And yes, so I will see you guys on Thursday for our next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked, please subscribe and the like button down there. My last videos are to my left and to my right down description are my social media stuff. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Until next time, guys. See ya!